Have you ever walked into a room and felt an instant chill, as if someone's eyes were piercing through you with disapproval? Or maybe you've tried your best to be kind, only to be met with cold shoulders and distant vibes. Why does this happen? Why do some people seem to dislike us, even when we've done nothing wrong? The truth is, the reasons behind these negative feelings are often buried deep within the complexities of human psychology. From silent envy to unspoken insecurities, the roots of resentment can be surprising. And today, we're diving into 9 unexpected reasons why people might harbor intense negative emotions toward you. But before we get started, if you're new here, don't forget to hit that like button, share this video with someone who might need it, and subscribe to join our growing community of curious minds. Your support means the world to me, and I read every single one of your comments, so drop a thought below and let's connect. Now let's unravel this mystery together. Are you ready? Let's go. 1. The green-eyed monster, envy and jealousy. Envy and jealousy are among the most common yet destructive emotions in human relationships. They can quietly poison even the strongest bonds, turning admiration into resentment. But why do these emotions arise, and how do they manifest in our interactions with others? Imagine this. You've just landed a promotion at work. You're thrilled, and your colleagues congratulate you, except for one. This person avoids eye contact, gives half-hearted compliments, or even makes snide remarks about how lucky you are. What's going on here? Chances are envy is at play. Envy often stems from a sense of inadequacy. When someone sees you achieving something they desire but feel they can't attain, it triggers a painful comparison. For example, a friend who's struggling in their career might feel envious of your success, not because they dislike you, but because your achievements highlight their own perceived failures. Take the story of Sarah and Emily, 2 close friends since college. Sarah always excelled academically, while Emily struggled to keep up. When Sarah landed a prestigious job right after graduation, Emily felt a pang of jealousy. Instead of celebrating her friend's success, Emily began distancing herself, making passive-aggressive comments like, "Must be nice to have everything handed to you." Over time, their friendship deteriorated, all because Emily couldn't reconcile her own feelings of inadequacy. Jealousy, on the other hand, often arises in personal relationships. Consider a scenario where one partner feels threatened by the other's close friendships. They might accuse their partner of being too friendly, or even sabotage those relationships out of fear of being replaced. This behavior isn't about love, it's about insecurity. The key to dealing with envy and jealousy is understanding that these emotions are rooted in the other person's struggles, not your actions. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, don't waste your time worrying about things you can't control. You can't control how others feel, but you can control how you respond. Stay kind, stay focused on your goals, and don't let their negativity derail your progress. 2. The communication breakdown, misunderstandings. Misunderstandings are like tiny cracks in a glass. Over time, they can shatter even the strongest relationships. Often, these misunderstandings arise from simple miscommunications. A poorly worded text, a misinterpreted tone, or even a facial expression taken the wrong way. Let's look at an example. Imagine you're at a team meeting and your colleague presents an idea. You respond with, "That's an interesting approach," but your tone is flat because you're tired. Your colleague interprets your tone as sarcasm and feels belittled. This small miscommunication can create tension, leading to resentment over time. Another common scenario is the silent treatment. When someone feels hurt but doesn't communicate why, it creates a gap that's hard to bridge. For instance, If your partner is upset because you forgot an important date but doesn't tell you, their silence can lead to a buildup of negative emotions. Effective communication is the antidote to misunderstandings. This means not only expressing yourself clearly, but also actively listening to others. Ask questions like, "How did that make you feel?" Or, "Can you help me understand your perspective?" These small efforts can prevent minor misunderstandings from escalating into major conflicts. 3. Clash of values. When beliefs collide. We all carry within us a set of deeply ingrained values and beliefs, shaped by our upbringing, experiences, and cultural backgrounds. These values serve as our moral compass, guiding our decisions and shaping our worldview. However, what happens when these values come into conflict with those of others? The resulting clash can lead to misunderstandings, tension, and even outright hostility. Consider a young woman, Emma, who grew up in a household that valued independence and personal ambition. When she decides to travel the world alone and pursue a career in the arts, her conservative family, who believes in stability and traditional roles, struggles to accept her choices. Her parents question her decisions, fearing for her future, while she feels judged and unsupported. This is a classic example of a clash of values, where one person's pursuit of personal growth is seen as a challenge to another's deeply held beliefs. Stoic philosophy teaches us to embrace such differences rather than resist them. As Epictetus wisely noted, each of us is a product of our own upbringing. Recognizing this can help us replace resentment with understanding. Rather than viewing differing values as threats, we can see them as opportunities for growth. When confronted with value clashes, the best approach is to listen with an open mind, seeking to understand rather than to judge. Instead of engaging in heated debates, we can acknowledge our differences while maintaining respect for one another. This doesn't mean compromising our beliefs, but rather cultivating tolerance and emotional resilience. The rumor mill, gossip and its toxic power. Gossip has existed since the dawn of civilization, spreading through whispers in ancient marketplaces and now through the tap of a finger on social media. Rumors, often exaggerated or entirely false, have the power to reshape people's reputations overnight. The danger of gossip is that once it starts, it takes on a life of its own, distorting the truth and creating narratives that may not reflect reality. Take the case of Daniel, a diligent worker who earns a sudden promotion. Instead of celebrating his success, some of his co-workers whisper that he must have had an unfair advantage or used underhanded tactics. The rumor spreads, and soon Daniel feels alienated, even though his success was earned through hard work. Despite being baseless, the gossip takes a toll on his relationships and professional reputation. The Stoics advise us to remain steadfast in the face of such challenges. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." The best defense against gossip is to live with integrity. When our actions consistently reflect our character, over time, the truth outshines the rumors. Rather than trying to silence gossip, which is often futile, focus on being authentic. Those who truly matter will recognize your worth, and the noise of idle talk will fade into insignificance. By refusing to engage in gossip ourselves, we also contribute to a culture of integrity, setting an example for others. 5. Insecurities and projection. When others reflect their struggles. Not all hostility is rooted in personal conflict. Sometimes it stems from another person's inner battles. When people struggle with their own insecurities, they may project their fears and frustrations onto those around them. This phenomenon is common in all areas of life, from the workplace to personal relationships. Imagine Sarah, a talented writer who finally gets her big break. Instead of celebrating her success, her friend Mark becomes distant and critical. His comments suggest she's changed or that she's undeserving of her achievements. In reality, Mark is struggling with his own insecurities, fearing that he's not progressing in his own career. Rather than confronting his own feelings of inadequacy, he projects them onto Sarah. Recognizing projection for what it is can prevent unnecessary conflict. Instead of responding with frustration, we can approach such situations with empathy. As Seneca reminds us, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. Understanding that another person's negativity is more about them than about us allows us to detach emotionally from their words. This doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment, but rather responding with grace. By setting healthy boundaries while maintaining compassion, we can navigate these interactions without internalizing unwarranted negativity. 6. The empathy gap. When understanding is missing. Empathy is the foundation of meaningful relationships, yet it is often in short supply. When people fail to understand one another's perspectives, they make snap judgments and draw conclusions that may not reflect reality. This lack of empathy can lead to unnecessary resentment, making conflicts more difficult to resolve. Consider an overworked father who, after a long day at work, comes home exhausted. His teenage daughter, eager for attention, complains that he never has time for her. She assumes he doesn't care, while he assumes she doesn't appreciate his efforts. The lack of mutual understanding leads to hurt feelings and distance between them. To bridge the empathy gap, we must practice active listening and put ourselves in others' shoes. Before reacting to someone's words or actions, consider the factors influencing their behavior. A co-worker's short temper may be due to personal stress. A friend's absence may be due to struggles they haven't shared. By cultivating empathy, we create stronger connections and foster mutual respect. The Stoics teach us that much of our suffering comes from misunderstandings. When we choose to see others with compassion rather than judgment, we pave the way for deeper and more harmonious relationships. 7. The competitive edge, when rivalry turns toxic. Competition is a natural part of life. It fuels progress, drives innovation, and pushes individuals to reach their full potential. Whether in academics, sports, or professional environments, a healthy dose of competition can be incredibly motivating. It encourages people to strive for excellence and achieve goals they never thought possible. However, there is a fine line between healthy competition and toxic rivalry. Toxic competition arises when the desire to win overshadows personal integrity, ethics, and values. It's no longer about self-improvement, but rather about defeating others at any cost. This mentality can lead to jealousy, resentment, and even outright hostility. Instead of using competition as a tool for self-betterment, individuals become consumed with outshining their peers, often resorting to unethical means to gain an advantage. Consider the story of two colleagues, Emma and Jake, who worked in the same company. At first, their competition was healthy, each pushing the other to perform better, but over time, Jake became obsessed with surpassing Emma. He began spreading rumors about her, taking credit for her work, and even sabotaging her projects. What started as a motivating rivalry turned into a toxic battle, creating a hostile work environment for everyone involved. The solution to toxic competition lies in shifting the mindset from rivalry to collaboration. There is enough room for everyone to succeed, and often teamwork leads to even greater achievements. Rather than seeing peers as threats, view them as partners in growth. By fostering an environment where people uplift one another, success becomes a shared experience rather than a solitary pursuit. Collaboration not only enhances individual success, but also cultivates positive relationships and a healthier work culture. 8. Social expectations, the pressure to conform. From the moment we are born, societal expectations shape our lives. We are told how to dress, how to behave, what careers to pursue, and even how to define success. While some societal norms provide structure, others can feel restrictive and suffocating. The pressure to conform can be overwhelming, leading many to suppress their true selves in an attempt to fit in. Imagine a young woman named Sarah who grew up in a traditional household where her family expected her to become a doctor. Despite her passion for art, she pursued medicine to gain her parents' approval. Years later, she found herself miserable, trapped in a career that drained her soul. When she finally gathered the courage to switch paths and follow her passion, she faced criticism from friends and family. But in choosing authenticity over conformity, she found true fulfillment. Living authentically isn't always easy, especially when your choices challenge societal norms. People may resist or judge because your courage highlights their own fears of breaking free. However, staying true to yourself is essential for long-term happiness. Instead of seeking validation from society, focus on embracing your uniqueness. The world doesn't need more people who conform. It needs individuals who dare to be themselves. 9. The need for recognition, feeling unseen. Every human being desires recognition. Whether in personal relationships, workplaces, or social circles, feeling valued and appreciated is a fundamental need. However, when efforts go unnoticed, it can lead to frustration, resentment, and even feelings of worthlessness. Consider a dedicated employee, Mark, who works tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure his company's success. He puts in extra hours, contributes innovative ideas, and supports his team members. Despite his efforts, his boss rarely acknowledges his hard work. Over time, Mark begins to feel invisible, questioning whether his contributions matter. This lack of recognition diminishes his motivation, ultimately affecting his performance and job satisfaction. To prevent such feelings of invisibility, it's crucial to cultivate a culture of appreciation. A simple thank you, a compliment, or public acknowledgement can go a long way in making someone feel seen and valued. Small gestures of recognition not only boost morale, but also strengthen relationships, whether in personal or professional settings. Moreover, instead of solely seeking external validation, individuals should also practice self-recognition. Acknowledge your own efforts and celebrate personal milestones. While external appreciation is meaningful, true confidence and self-worth should come from within. Navigating the complexities of human emotions isn't easy, but understanding these 9 reasons can help you approach relationships with greater clarity and compassion. The negativity others direct at you often reflects their internal struggles rather than your worth. Stay true to yourself, set healthy boundaries, and focus on fostering connections that uplift and inspire you. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on personal growth and emotional well-being. Drop a comment below, share your thoughts, experiences, or even just the word peacefulness to let me know you're here. Your voice matters, and I can't wait to hear from you. Until next time, keep shining bright and living authentically. See you soon.